Hi, Chef McCormick here. The topic that I chose is restaurant liability for intoxicated persons who harm third parties at common law through today. Let's run through some legal terms. Liability is the state of being responsible or obligated. Third parties is a person or entity that is not one of the primary parties involved. Common law, a legal system primarily derived from judicial decision rather than statute. So let's jump right into it. What went on long ago? So long ago, there was something called common law. So basically, a restaurant or bar was not responsible for how much liquor that they sold to someone. So somebody could have been highly intoxicated, go out and hurt someone, hurt themselves. The bar was not responsible. Of course, that caused a problem with the staggering amount of deaths. Okay. So there was something put in place called a Dram Shop Act. Okay, a Dram Shop Act makes a liquor licensee liable for wrongful service that injures a third party. So how does a restaurant or bar obtain a liquor license? A restaurant or bar obtains a liquor license through the state, and with that liquor license, there are certain parameters that have to be followed. For instance, the legal drinking age is now 21 years of age, and the age has to be proven with some type of document, an ID, a passport, something that shows how old a person is. Okay, let's see what else makes the sales of alcohol illegal. Someone who is visibly intoxicated. Okay, someone who is visibly intoxicated, they may have slurred speech. They may be overtly friendly. They may even be aggressive. Once a bartender, waiter, or waitress notices this, at that point, it is illegal to sell that person alcohol. And someone who sells to that person, your liquor license actually could be revoked, which causes an even larger problem. Also, say there's someone who is just a drunkard who frequents the bar every day. If that person comes in and is drunk as soon as they sit down, legally, that person cannot be served alcohol. Okay, so how does Dram Shop work? Yes, it works to protect the people, but it also makes the person who is drinking liable, and also makes the restaurant and the bar liable as well. Okay, so like we stated, under common law, restaurants and bars were not liable for anything, but the Dram Shop Act changed all of that. It placed a huge responsibility on the restaurant and bar sector. Okay, so what happens? A person who is visibly drunk gets overserved, goes out and hurts someone within a couple of hours of leaving the bar. Okay, the police, paramedics are able to prove that that person's blood alcohol level is over 0.08. Well, the Dram Shop Act is going to protect the third party who was hurt in that accident, and the restaurant or bar would be responsible. Now, the Dram Shop Act does place responsibility on the person who is drinking. So if that same person, even if they were overserved, goes out and gets their car, wrapped around a tree, they would not be able to collect damages up under the Dram Shop Act, because they should have been responsible enough to stop drinking. There's also another level to the Dram Shop Act. What if there's a passenger in the car with the intoxicated person? So if there's a passenger in the car who contributed to that person's intoxication, the Dram Shop Act would not work in that passenger's favor. Now, if that passenger did not contribute to the intoxication, the Dram Shop Act could protect that person, and that person could be able to claim damages from that restaurant or bar. Okay, so, how do we take a proactive approach to these alcohol incidences? What can we do in the restaurant and bar sector to try to be proactive and reactive? So a big thing is going to be training the staff. ServSafe has an alcohol class where you get training, which is a book, and you also take a test. This prepares your staff for certain scenarios or certain instances that can come up. This prepares your staff for the laws and regulations that come to serving alcohol in the state that the restaurant and bar is in. Also, with that training could become some role playing. There's nothing like a real life feel to get the staff ready. Also, the restaurant and bar should have written policies and procedures where your staff has to sign off. Yes, I am responsible for my staff, but once you sign off, you're a little bit more careful and responsible for yourself. Also, there's liquor liability insurance. Just imagine if the restaurant or bars were responsible for someone hurting a third party with the Dram Shop Acts and had to actually write a check. It's not going to work. So with liquor liability insurance, it is purchased by the liquor licensee to cover dram shop liability. So, what are the effects of these laws on the hospitality industry? I honestly think that dram shop laws is a very, very good thing. It makes the restaurant, bar, hotel, the liquor licensee more responsible for what they're doing. Yes, I want to make liquor sales, but I don't want anybody to, to die or be permanently hurt because of liquor sales. So there is a cutoff point. It makes the patron responsible. If I go in here and I drink too much and go out there and hurt myself, I'm just going to be hurt. I won't be able to claim any damages. So I think all in all, there's a huge improvement. Overall, there has been a decrease in the deaths. Yes, 12,429 deaths in 2023 is still a lot, but that is a lot less death that occurred before Dram Shop Act was even around. I really hope that you enjoyed this presentation as much as I enjoyed doing the research. Thank you so much.